Around 23 million Americans lose on average $55,000 while gambling. Considering the median wage of Americans was $68,703, that accounts for almost a paycheck's worth. But you may wonder, what psychological processes go through a gambler's mind while they bet their whole wage on a simple game? Why do they fight an inherently impossible deal with the dealer just to get a moment of euphoria? While most will say, oh, the gamblers were dumb when they gambled, two concepts come to mind when we're thinking of the gambler's mind specifically in the psychological side. The first concept is called the gambler's ruin. The basic idea is that you bet more when you win and you bet equally when you lose. This means that you'll never bet less than the original amount. Of course, by simple algebra, that obviously isn't a good idea. Take a look at this graph. It shows that you win and then lose and you win and then lose and you win and then lose, which is the gambler's ruin in a nutshell. And this graph also assumes you have a 50% chance of winning. In most cases, you won't even have 50%. It'll be closer to 40, 30, maybe even 20%. Not that you looked at this graph, you'll probably say gamblers are so idiotic using the gambler's ruin. But in most cases, you gotta consider that gamblers don't think of math when they gamble. They believe their own confidence and ego that they'll win and only win, which happens to be a pitfall for most gamblers. There's a better article explaining the math side of things for this concept, and it's quite interesting that this concept there's a lot more statistics involved than psychology. Maybe psychology is just math after all. The next concept is a bit more psychology related, the gambler's conceit. The general idea is that the gambler believes they can avoid the risks while gambling when in reality they're engaging with the risks. However, this is quite contradictory as they're caught gambling and gambling is a risk in itself, but we'll ignore that. Unfortunately, many people fall for this trap. They go side and side with the gambler's ruin, where they seem to think luck is on their side when they win, but it's still a chance. An example is voting red or black and you win double the bet if the dealer picks your color. If the dealer dealt black for 25 consecutive times, you're more inclined to vote for black even when the chance is still 50-50. And you can see where this is going, because you vote black, you vote everything, and then red pops up, boo-hoo, you lost everything. This behavior is encouraged by various factors, whether it be financial illiteracy, booze, weed, sex, etc. But I'd say the most contributive factor is the amenities that the casinos offer. Casinos offer booze or extra credits when you have consecutive losses. It's all a scheme to keep the gamblers in, keep on gambling, make them lose a lot of money, and they just earn a lot more profits. Now there's a couple of steps to prevent this. Of course, the best step is to just not gamble. But if you really want to limit yourself while having fun in gambling, you can either set a cap on how much you can lose, or just stop playing after winning because, if you win, you're happy, you just go home. While in movies or from word, you hear people raking in millions of dollars from casinos. They're either fake or a master gambler that has already